Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. Folks, today we're going to be removing this hitch from our little landscape trailer here because it's all bent up. I actually messed it up. And we're going to be welding on a brand new hitch, okay? So stay tuned and we'll show you how we get this done. Okay guys, hey, first of all we have our brand new hitch here. And I actually purchased this down at, I think a local Tractor Supply. Let's see what the brand of this thing is here. Traveler, looks like. Straight coupler. 2,000 pound limit. 1 7/8 inch ball, because that's exactly what we have on this one. Now I will tell you this does come in a, let me cut this paperwork over here. We'll get that out of the way as well. These things come in 2-inch width, okay? Distance between here and here. They come in 2.5 and they come in 3-inch, okay? So when you go there to pick up one, make sure you know what size the tongue is on your trailer that you're actually going to be working on, okay? So I'm going to set this aside for a minute and I want to show you what we're going to do here. We're going to take our, well, first of all, look how crooked this thing is. If you can look, bring the camera over here so that people can back off just a little bit so they can see how bent this thing is. I backed this thing into my driveway with my new truck, well, new to me truck, it's not a brand new truck, and I actually got this thing a little much in a bind. I actually bent this thing, okay? So definitely want to put a new one on it now. And so what we're going to do, we're going to use our cutoff wheel here, okay? And we're going to cut along this weld here and down each side, okay? And across the bottom here, we're going to have to weld on across the bottom on both sides. We'll cut all these welds loose. We'll take this one off, we'll get it all cleaned up and weld the new one on. So stay tuned. Okay folks, hey, now I've got myself a cold chisel and a hammer. Since I've went around all these seams here with the grinder, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a hammer and chisel and see if I can get anything to break loose now, okay? We're just gonna tap around and see if we can get some separation, and then we'll do some more grinding if need be. Okay folks, hey, as you can see, we've actually got a little separation here. We went on the upper part of this here and cut down to the tongue, and we'll come in here and grind the rest of this off here in a little bit. But I think we're getting somewhere now. We're going to keep tapping on it. Hopefully we'll have this thing off here in a few minutes. Oh, there we go guys. Hey, that wasn't too bad at all. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to go get me a new cutoff wheel on my cutoff tool here. Mine's about wore out. We're going to finish cutting this part here on each side off of here, and we'll grind these welds up, get everything nice and flush again. We'll grind all this rust off, and then we'll get ready to put our new one on here. Okay guys, got me a new cutoff wheel on here. I'm just going to start on each side, start cutting straight down on this. And I'll take my hammer until I can tap it off of here, and then we'll put a different grinding disc on there. We'll try to grind and straighten up all this before we fit our new one. So here we go. Alrighty, got that side done. Let's go over here and work on the other side. Enough there. Oh yeah. Ta-da! Alright guys, we're going to switch here from a cutoff disc like this right here over to just a grinding disc. You see it's a little thicker, and we're going to put it on here. and straighten up some of these welds, finish grinding them off, and then we'll put a 50 grit sandpaper disc on to get all the rust off. Okay folks, just now put a 50 grit sanding disc on here. We're going to go ahead and pull all this rust off of here and finish straightening everything up, and then we'll fit our new hitch on there. Okay friends, hey, we got this thing off of here. We got everything sanded up and everything. And what I've done is taken the hitch and I went ahead and slid it on here until it kind of where I wanted it. And I've taken a Sharpie and I've actually marked through these two holes here on each side. And I'm gonna go ahead and drill these and actually install some bolts. We ran out to the hardware store and got some bolts. We're gonna go ahead and put them in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and re-weld all those same surfaces that we did before. And bring the camera right back down. I wanna show you something. Now, if you notice that I actually kind of cut into the metal here a little bit as I was cutting to get the old one off, but don't worry about that, because what we're going to do, we're going to end up welding back here anyway, and we will definitely be filling every bit of this back in as we're welding underneath this surface right here, okay? So don't worry about the fact that we dug into there a little bit. We still got good thick material. This stuff looks to be about 90 thousandths of an inch thick anyway, so I think we're okay right there. Okay, now with these marked, we're going to use a step bit here on our drill and go ahead and drill these out. One more. Okay, that should be 3/8 right there. Double checking with our bolt here. Yep, that's him. Okay guys, we got our holes drilled here. Let's just go ahead and put this on here and see if it fits. We have that one went in. It's a 3-inch grade 8 3/8 coarse thread bolt, and we're going to put a flat washer on each side, lock washer, and a nut as well. And let's see if this fits, and it does. So we can go ahead and tighten that down when we're ready, and then we'll go ahead and weld these surfaces, of course, again. But for now, I'm actually going to pull this back off, and I'm gonna spray a little paint underneath there just to prevent rust underneath there. And then we'll bolt things down, and then we'll grind back the surfaces once again. Okay folks, I just put a little bit of masking tape on here. I want to keep some of that bare metal surface there, so when I start welding. But underneath here, I got an opportunity here. We're just going to put a kind of a thick coat of paint on here. This is just some engine paint, which usually adheres pretty good to bare metal. So we'll just get at least one coat on here, and then we'll go ahead and put our piece on here and bolt it down. We'll dab a little bit inside here as well while we have the opportunity, just to prevent things from rusting, help it last a little longer. Okay, just quickly gonna go ahead and pull the tape off of here, get it out of the way, and we'll get the our two bolts here. We'll get our hitch, and we'll just set it right on top of there. There we go. Same thing right here. And then we have some flat washers and some lock washers. And some nuts. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and we have a 9/16 wrench here. and 9/16 socket on a 3/8 ratchet. So let me switch hands here. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and snug this down. That feels pretty good right there. Okay, that feels pretty good right there, guys. Okay, folks, hey, we're getting ready to put some welding on here to add to the strength of our bolts here. And what I think I'm going to do, before it was welded all the way across the top, down this side, down this, up this side as well, and underneath each side, okay? I think what I'm going to do, well, I may go ahead and weld everything just like it was before, but I'm going to start with each one of these sides. I'm going to go down this side and down that side, and I definitely want to weld a portion, if not all of it, underneath here. But we'll end up trying to jack the trailer up to get it as high as I can, because I'll be like looking like that right there trying to weld it. So let's go ahead and start here, and then we'll figure things out as we go. Okay guys, after I get through welding here, I always take a wire brush. I kind of brush off any of the flux, take a good look at my weld here, make sure it looks like I got good penetration, and it does. So we'll move on to the other side. Okay folks, we got it welded pretty good here on the back side. I went ahead and went across the top as well, down this side, and of course down the other side as well. Now we're going to lift this trailer up and see if I can get underneath here and get a nice weld down each side on both sides, and then we'll call it a day. Okay folks, I think that just about does it. We got some pretty good welds underneath here as well. I'm just going to knock off any flux here right quick, and then we're going to go get a can of paint and put a little coat of paint on all this, and we'll call this job 100% done. Okay guys, after we've allowed it to cool off a little bit, we wiped it down with a little bit of Prep-All. We're going to go ahead and take a can of this engine paint here. I think there's enough left in here. We're just going to put a couple coats on here, kind of turn all this black, and help prevent a little bit of rusting, and kind of blend it into the trailer as well. So let me continue doing this here guys, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, friends, I want to thank you for stopping by today and checking out our little video on how to weld a new hitch onto your trailer, okay? Hopefully you found it helpful and that you'll subscribe to our channel and tell a friend about us. Folks, do remember that when you are doing something of this nature using tools such as grinders and welders, make sure you're using the proper safety equipment, okay? Eye protection is a must. I don't know where mine went, but let's see what we have here. I seem to misplace it. Well, of course I have my reading glasses on, but I also had another pair of safety glasses I was wearing on top of these earlier, okay? So make sure you have something like that if you are doing a project like this. Once again, thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Take care.